Psychology suggests that individuals with few or no friends are often misunderstood. They are typically not broken, antisocial, or failures. Instead, their minds are often wired in a way that makes conventional social life feel draining, superficial, or simply unnecessary. If you frequently find yourself without a large social circle, there are deep psychological reasons for this preference. Key psychological reasons for preferring solitude. A deeper analysis. The preference for solitude is often misinterpreted as a sign of antisocial behavior, shyness, or depression. However, from a psychological perspective, the choice to maintain a small social circle, or even to spend significant time alone, is often a deliberate, conscious strategy employed by highly self-aware individuals to protect their mental and emotional well-being and to foster deeper personal growth. 1. Zero tolerance for inauthenticity. The quest for genuine connection. A low number of friends frequently signals an individual as profound inability to tolerate inauthentic personalities. Those who engage in manipulation, excessive gossip, or adopt a social mask that hides their true self. The psychological mechanism. Research consistently indicates that as self-awareness and emotional intelligence increase, the tolerance for inauthentic, performative, or superficial behavior drops dramatically. The self-aware individual values honesty and transparency above all else, making the effort required to endure shallow conversations with those who are performing instead of being genuine feel entirely not worthwhile. Intuitive detection. The highly perceptive brain instantly detects subtle cues of hidden motives, lies, and manipulation. This is not a judgment, but a cognitive survival mechanism. The choice to keep the circle small is therefore a means of actively protecting one's peace and integrity, rather than a sign of being antisocial. The underlying principle is, I would rather be entirely alone than endure a conversation that costs me my peace. 2. Preference for depth over quantity. The rejection of small talk. Individuals who consciously avoid typical, large social circles are not avoiding relationships altogether. They are actively avoiding surface-level, transactional relationships. This is a hallmark of deep thinkers and those who prioritize intellectual and emotional substance. The cognitive priority. The mind of a deep thinker prioritizes quality over quantity. They view small talk, such as empty, how is the weather, exchanges or discussions focused only on trivialities, as cognitively draining and pointless. The energy required to engage in such exchanges is seen as an inefficient use of mental resources. The search for meaning. They seek to connect profoundly, searching for rare individuals who can engage in discussions about psychology, complex ideas, what truly motivates human behavior, existential questions, and the meaning of life. This high bar for engagement leads them to consistently choose solitude until a genuinely stimulating, meaningful, and mutually enriching connection is found. Superficiality is inherently draining to this personality type. 3. High need for recovery time after socializing. High social sensitivity. Many who prefer solitude possess a naturally more sensitive nervous system, a trait recognized in psychology as high social sensitivity, often associated with the highly sensitive person, or HSP, trait. This means that social situations deplete their energy reserves significantly faster than they do for others. Energy depletion model. While extroverts are energized by interaction, every conversation costs the highly sensitive person a noticeable amount of energy. This occurs because they process information and emotional cues more deeply, analyzing interactions, nonverbal language, and emotional undercurrents on multiple, complex levels simultaneously. This constant, deep processing is metabolically costly. The essential need for solitude. Solitude, therefore, is not a luxury, but an essential requirement for psychological recovery and regulatory repair. For this group, social energy is a limited, quickly depleting resource. Time alone is necessary to decompress, integrate the information processed, and restore the vital energetic balance required to function effectively. 4. Extreme independence and low social dependency. The internal compass. A powerful characteristic of many people with few friends is their low social dependency, meaning they do not rely on external social validation, approval, or affirmation to feel worthy, motivated, or complete. Self-sustaining capabilities. They possess a highly developed ability to entertain themselves, solve problems independently, and find comfort, stimulation, and motivation entirely within their own minds. They function as a self-contained unit, capable of creating their own world and generating their own fulfillment, removing the need for a social circle to provide validation, entertainment, or a sense of belonging. High standards and selectivity. This trait, while sometimes misread as distance or aloofness, is actually a strength coupled with extremely high standards for friendship and partnership. Their independence means they are highly selective about who is allowed into their personal, self-sufficient space, as an unsuitable addition would be a cost rather than a benefit. They choose their company. They do not need it. 5. Caution born from past experiences, high trust threshold. Individuals who gravitate toward solitude often share a history, which may include experiences of betrayal, neglect, emotional harm, or being entangled with narcissistic or harmful people that has instilled deep protective caution. The psychological defense mechanism. Psychology demonstrates that a significant break in trust activates the brain's protective systems, leading to hypervigilance and highly selective behavior. This individual does not trust easily or quickly. The trust threshold. They observe prospective relationships longer, testing for consistency, integrity, and safety before granting access to their emotional or personal life. They establish a very high trust threshold, a difficult bar that must be cleared and maintained over time before the person is allowed past the outer emotional defenses. Solitude, in this context, is a safe haven built on the wisdom derived from painful, past relational experiences. If you have few friends, it is not a sign of a fault. It suggests your mind operates differently, characterized by greater depth, higher standards, more sensitivity, and increased awareness. You are likely equipped with a richer inner world, sharper intuition, and deeper self-awareness. Sometimes the most insightful and strongest minds choose to walk alone for a period. For more in-depth psychology videos that unpack your personality in ways your education never did, subscribe now. You won't want to miss the next video, which could uncover a surprising new aspect of your own identity.